Who's ready for the best damn podcast of their life? Welcome to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham Daily News and Update Show, the Sunday session for Sunday, July 13th. Yes, it is the Wrexham latest news. Not a lot of news, but there's one piece of information that I just saw about 5 minutes ago on ESPN.com that sparks my interest that I want to talk to you about. I want to get your feedback on too. But how's everyone doing? Sorry, I know the Wimbledon final is on. I love Update Joes. Sorry, I don't know what that means. I probably stumbled over my words, Nicky D. I know the Wimbledon final is on, and I know that the Club World Cup is on in about 90 minutes. So we'll just get in here and just kind of kick the tires a little bit. Remember, later on today, there is a champ chat, so get into that, doing tactics there, doing that on that show. But anyways, thank you for coming in. Smash that like button, subscribe, become a member to the show as well. Probably the only channel that gives you daily news every single day, live watch-alongs, live updates, global audience, which is awesome, and a fantastic community. So become a member and subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 3,001 by the start of the season, which we're about 3 weeks away. 3 weeks away. So how's everyone doing on this Sunday? Is it squeaky bum time, or are we feeling okay in regards to our signings, which I'm going to talk about first? Also, I didn't know we had beef with Snoop Dogg. This is the oddest thing I've ever seen. And first, we're going to talk about Parkinson, talking about how it's been a little bit special down under. Listen, we talked to Ken and Hip Karma the other day. They really enjoyed their time at the match, and it looked like an absolute spectacle. 37,000 people there going to see Wrexham. Fantastic in Melbourne. And the team has traveled down to Sydney. Sentimental in Sydney, but still no signings. But I'm gonna ease that second part of the conversation too. So. Phil Parkinson had a press conference yesterday, and there he is right there. They're down in Sydney in front of the Sydney Opera House, not Sydney Sweeney, although Sydney Sweeney was there at one point shooting Anyone But You. I think that's one of producer Ann's movies that she likes. But anyways, that is the Sydney Opera House, and there's a press conference. Parkinson was talking about a little bit special here. After we won the 3-0 victory, we traveled up north before arriving in Sydney afternoon. Parkinson shared his thoughts on the Red Dragons. He said it was a little bit special arriving yesterday with the sunshine. We gave the lads a little free time off. You can see on the social mediaing. You can see they're all out doing their things, enjoying themselves, which is good. They got to do that. You have to get down and listen. This is a business. This is the business end of training. They got to get themselves fit, but you also need to enjoy yourself as well. I know it's about fitness. I know it's about getting things right, getting the team out there, getting the workout, which is what it's all about. But you also still need to enjoy yourselves. If you're not enjoying yourselves, I mean, listen, they're football players. Be focused. They're going to lose. They're going to lose their focus. So you need to have a little bit of balance right there, too. But he said the lads have been at the beach, says Parkinson. They walked around and got a great feel for the city. I'm sure it's beautiful. Having secured a victory at the Marvel Stadium in their opening fixture of Wrexham down under tour. The squad has also been able to spend some important time behind the scenes, continuing their preseason progress, which is very important. Parkinson said, "I'm genuinely pleased with the way that we've trained." My eye line's way off today. Sorry, everybody. I'm genuinely pleased with the way we've trained. That's really good. Obviously, the game was good. Good free preseason, friendly for us, and it's been a fantastic experience as well. The manager shared moments of reflection of the Red Dragons, journey so far ahead of the EFL Championship. Now, let me just take this real quick too. It has been a fantastic journey, and I like that they're down under. I like that they're playing. He goes on and says, looking back at the National League days to now outside Sydney Harbour on tour of Australia and New Zealand, it just seems very surreal, and it has to feel very surreal. Now, I know we want to go and sign players, which we will do, but truth of the matter is, think about the evolution of this club. Think about the evolution of this story and this team and this town. Unbelievable. I mean, it's not, you couldn't write this shit. You literally couldn't write it. If you're reading, this is like page 65, the second act reverse will be like, this isn't fucking happening. It's not happening. Wait, they're back to back to back. No. There's so many things we need to be grateful for, especially in the summer. Yeah, there's not a ton of news coming out. Everyone has a little bit of FOMO, not being down there. Listen, I was on a tour last year, not with the club, but I went to several of the games, and it feels good. So enjoy the feel good factor too. Rob Mack is, by the way, is playing in a tournament just up the street in Tahoe. I mean, it's just bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. But Parkinson going and getting a little bit sentimental to me is great. He said, goes on to say, it's just been great to be part of it because it's not just the football team; it's the whole area that's been uplifted in Wrexham. Yes, we can't hear that enough, and lovely, lovely, lovely to hear. And obviously, the attention we've had around the world as well. The attention around the world is insane, absolutely insane. Ken was telling me what it was like boots on the ground down there, and he said it's absolute madness. I watched an interview. They rebuilt the turf. Wayne's down there, and they interviewed Nathan Salt. And he's like, I can't believe I'm from Wrexham all the way here. It's absolutely incredible. So now it's not all football related, but all this will come back to football because the sentimental value also goes to the commercial value. Also will end up being on the pitch as well, and end up also being in the town. Now the documentary is also obviously amazing, but my point is that all this leads to one thing. All this leads to one thing on the pitch, that we can go and be and continue on this run of where we're on. And honestly, pinch yourself, but don't stay on the ride. And the sentimental value of it is awesome. Parkinson went on to say, obviously, America and Canada last year on the tour. Now Australia and New Zealand. It's quite extraordinary, really, from where we came from. Yes, it is. I would say to the lads and to the staff, really enjoy this as a unique experience in being part of the story. Now, I'll tell everyone this: dream big. When was it 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago, when Rob and Ryan said we're going to get to the Premier League, and everyone laughed. I mean, shit, dreams can happen, but also it takes a lot of work, a lot of things going behind the scenes. Not everything's perfect. Not everything's perfect. There's bumps along the way, but to have the sentimental value and see what we're doing right now on and off the pitch is awesome. And I'm really enjoying this. I'm really proud to be a part of this journey with all of you, and to watch even our community members down there in Australia get an opportunity to go see Wrexham and see the fanfare and everything to be part of. I think it's awesome. Let's get to the chat a little bit too before I finish up this article. He does talk about the technical players there too, and athleticism of the team. But we'll do that. Let me get to the chat here too, and then we'll get back to it. Sea Lord says, so much good going on with the club. Yet another promotion, stadium upgrades, nice new kit, a great down under tour. Some exciting signings are the last domino to fall. And we're going to talk about that next. Gnomi, chances are Wrexham will sign a player that we've probably not heard about, I guess. We'll talk about that in a second as well. And Dewey Joe says, I remember the days being in the tech end a wet, rainy night in November with the ground half full. And those were good days, but also those were also good days for the reasons, because you get to enjoy it. I think Annie and I always talk about memories, creating memories. Those are memories, whether you have to enjoy some of those low memories that aren't as spectacular as when we flooded the field against Charlton, but those memories right there that Dewey Jones is talking about also makes these days so much more special. And well done to you. Dave Pikey says, I can see Ashfield really growing into his first team at the Melbourne game. He looked great, and he's making another max. Yes, I do agree with that. And Parkinson said, first of all, the game on Friday night, the Wrexham supporters were incredible. It was important that we tried to get people value for the money who came to watch the game. And I thought value for the money. I thought Harry Ashfield, Dave Pikey, was one of those players that was like, you know what? I'm wearing the shirt. I got the badge on. I'm going to go out there and play. And I totally agree with you on that. I feel fantastic that everyone got to see that. I read that one. Dan's in here. What's up, Paul? John says, feeling good. Signings look great. Play Felling? Okay, John's talking about Birmingham City. Feeling good. Signings look great and played well last night, and they beat the La Liga side. Yes, John's talking about Birmingham City. John is obviously our resident Birmingham City supporter, and yes, you guys do look good. What's up, Ted? How you doing? And Sea Lord's here. Steve Barton's also in here, and so is Glenda. Sorry, I just want to go back and do that. The Wimbledon final is on. Dan Moore says, how about Max's bicycle shot? A good grief, he's the left back. I mean, he looked really athletic the other night, too. He did look really athletic. Really, really good. And what else to say? Stitching the pitch starts tomorrow, which is great. Says Paul Kelly. Yes, there is. It is really good. Parkinson finishes one out. Back to this. The key is for us to understand The key for us, because we understand, and that's back in Wrexham, when people play hard earned cash to watch us play, that is very important. We deliver. I felt we did that the other night for the people. We spent money to watch us play, which is awesome. And, we're heading another in Sydney there too. That sentimental value, not just making it about football, is great. Always reverting back. I mean, he's such a true professional. I have a lot of time for Parkinson. I really do have a lot of time for Parkinson. Now, we kick every goddamn ball, as we know. We kick every ball. And so throughout the season, you get a little down, like, why did we do this? Oh, shit, we're going to do that. That's just part of being short for fanatic. I've said it since I started the show. And I've watched, football for the last 20-something years. But you got to understand, I really have a lot of time for this guy. And this is why I think players want to play for him. And I'll bring that up in the second piece there, and then I'll finish off with the Snoop Dogg stuff. But, again, he understands what's going on. Parkinson is not a guy who doesn't understand what's going on. And it really means, I think it really means a lot to the community and to the fans that go and watch the games, that he does give a shit. And it's not just, you're not just getting, listen, sometimes after games, you do get the Parkinson just standard issue. But I think there's a real guy in there. I know there's a real guy in there. And I think that's why our recruitment might not be happening right this second, but I think we're meeting people walking through the door. I think that's why the recruitment is going to be good at the end of the day. I'll be in the cinema for the Champ Chat. Yep, Champ Chat's at 3 o'clock. That's in 4 hours and 28 minutes right now. Happy for you, John. Maybe we'll get there in the next 47 days. Let me see here. Jesse, what up? I saw that Dick's Sporting Goods pulled the new Wrexham kit. I assume there was some backlash from the Wrexham team. I have no information on that, but it says it is currently unavailable, but the picture is still up. So there you go. Tejo, what's up, dude? Birmingham content best. Birmingham content best left for the Champ Chat. Laugh out loud. I know. Well, he's just joking. He's just joking. Max has been going to the Macca School of Fitness. It looks like it. And Gnome says, the ongoing $5 million bid for the midfielder sticking on the wages earns about $35,000 a week. It's a problem. Any news on the O'Brien sign was Friday the deadline. Okay, so we move on from this too. You want to move on? Let's move on. All right, so we'll move on to the next part of that. But I'm happy to see Parkinson have a little bit of sentimental value on the trip. Now, this right here I thought was a really good interview. I'm going to bring it down. Now it says Swansea. Snoop Dogg helps Swansea take a pop at Wrexham with the kit launch. Now, it's really funny because the fucking interview doesn't even mention Snoop Dogg in the interview. That is such a clickbaity thing. I understand. This is what they're referring to, and then I'll get to the meat of the matter. I don't really give a shit about the Snoop Dogg stuff, but I'll say this: I didn't know we had beef with Snoop. I didn't know that Snoop was a Swansea supporter. How does this happen? I have no idea how this happens. I tried to drill down, Dog included. I have no idea how this happened. No clue. So when I was researching why the F the Swans are coming after us and Ryan Reynolds with the dog, maybe that's why I don't know what the hell happened here. While I was researching this, I came across this article here on ESPN and talking about Snoop Dogg with the home kit, blah, 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 and all this crap. Nothing has nothing to do with nothing. It didn't make any sense to me. So if anyone knows why Snoop Dogg is doing the Swansea thing, I have no idea. But someone please drop it in the chat because I'd love to know. Now, in this interview, which I'm not going to play because I don't want to get dinged again for playing shit that's not ours, allegedly. I will say the interview was good because they asked about signings. And the guy who did a good interview, I think his name is Chris Wright, did a good interview and said, listen, you had said the other day, if you do get players in, you could fly them down, possibility of flying them down. Parkinson reiterated the fact that they're working overtime, don't want to lose the fact that they're down here not to sign players. Now, still no signings have happened other than Hardy, who I had a great finish the other night, looked good. Yes, didn't have much time on the ball, but he put the goddamn ball in the back of the net. That's more to say about some of our other strikers last year. And our secret weapon is Ollie Palmer again. Now, let's break this down. In this article, while I was researching why Snoop Dogg has beef with us, Parkinson said, yes, we have a few things that are going on. couple of the players that we're trying to get are away. That we're trying to get and are very close are away with their clubs, which makes it very hard to get that over the line and get them down here. So the ones that are close, that's not the exact quote, but he said, and he mentioned two. He said both of the ones that are close are away with their current clubs in preseason training. That makes it more difficult for us to get things over the line. He also said that the squad is not where it needs to be. So expect signings. It might not be happening right this second, but Parkinson just said in his own words that both of the signings we're trying to get that are very close are away with the club. So that's two. That's two. We don't know who they are. Yes, it's the Lewis O'Brien thing. Whatever the fuck. Was it on Friday? I don't know. But I think that there is. I'm surprised he worded it that way, but it was good. It was good for us reporting it as Wrexham supporters. But I think those are hints. We got to take those little nuggets of hints that at least two. Him saying the squad isn't where it needs to be. Great. It's July 13th. Right now, even he knows the squad isn't where it needs to be. That said, people that are with us, are they going to be staying? Are they going to go out? Obviously, Bolton's not here. There is a Mendy here. Aldi Palmer's here. We got to reshape this squad a little bit too. And he knows, and like I said, in this interview, he knows that the squad isn't ready, and he knows that there's things happening. I don't know when it's going to happen, but watch this space the next 3-4 days, whatever it's going to be. We might sign a couple players. I don't know. Maybe they'll hold off until they get back, or they won't, depending on timing. I don't know how long are they still down under for. I don't really know. But anyways, I like that. He just gave a hint away to kind of, I guess, ease our palate to know that he said there is business happening, but both of the signings that are very close are aware with their current clubs, and that's hard to get them where. He also said, too, there's a lot of players that want to come play for Wrexham, but it's tough to pry those players away from their current clubs. A lot of those that's another good hint right there. Players want to come play for us, and it's tough to pry them away from the clubs, which means that costs money. Are we going to spend the money? Are we going to chunk? Are we going to put up the money that needs to get things over the line? I hope we do. I really do. What say all of you about this? I will actually do this because I'm a nice guy, and it is Sunday. But no one's been wanting to come in and say hi. What do you think about those comments by Parkinson, and who do you think those players are? Someone come in and have a chat with me. Let's break that down a bit. I know there's not much there, and I know we're kind of, it's like you get that. It's like when you have an ex or a girl you like or a guy you like, and you just want some kind of response back. We're just like chomping at little bits there, like just give us a little. I just want a little nibble, a little taste. And I think we're just looking for those little nuggets. And Parkinson did drop some good little nuggets there for us to know that we are working in the background. But there's there's at least two players that we know of that are close. But we just got to get them over the line. So let me see here. No, Parky is a late night switchboard operator at the moment. And competition is fierce at the championship level. Yes, but I think we have something in our favor. He said players want to come play for us, but now we got to pry them out of those current teams. And Ganomi, where are you watching from? Are you new to the channel? Please let us know. I've been legitimately taken aback by how much football journalism is rooted in clickbait nonsense. Yeah, it's a lot of crap. There's a lot of crap. Any news on the O'Brien signing? Paul Kelly, that's the news that I was going to offer up right there. If it is the Paul Kelly stuff, if it is the Lewis O'Brien stuff, maybe that's it. I don't know, but at least two. And those aren't free agents, too, because he said they're away with their current clubs. So take that what it is. Is there any news on Santi Hansen? I have no idea who that is, but I will look him up as I sit here with all of you. I'm going to touch some buttons. Is that a real person? Santi Hansen? I have no idea who this is. Okay. This kid right here. Never heard of him. Doesn't mean he's not any good. But he's Dutch winger. I'll bring him up right there. But Jesse, here's to you. Sanjay Hansen. He's 23 years old, right winger, Dutch international under 21s. He plays for currently Nijmen. Jesus Christ. He plays at Eredivisie. Whatever. 4 M's. Okay. Don't know much about him. He's Dutch. I mean, I like the profile of him. I've never heard of this guy before at all. But I do like the profile of him. I don't know what that is. Jesus Christ. Anything will come up here. But Wrexham are prepared to move. That's Liam Roberts talking about that the other day. No idea who he is, though. No idea. Fought mob on him. Jeez. He wears the number 10. He's 5'8", can play on the right or the left. He scored 6 goals, 4 assists, started 23 games, 31 matches last year, minutes played, 1,800 minutes played, sorry. Fought mob rating 6 point. What is this? All this crap. I mean, all the pop-ups in this. I mean, Jesus H. All the pop-ups there. I don't know anything about him. If there is some to it, I like the profile of the player. There we go. So take that for what it's worth. Ringer from the Netherlands. So yeah, if that's a player we're looking at, I like the profile of the player. I'd never heard of him before, ever. So I don't know who's reporting that or not. I don't know if it's in the news or whatever. But there you go. To that point, to Parkinson's point, expect signings coming in. I don't know when they're going to come in, but expect signings coming in. The squad's not ready. Parkinson knows that. This tour, we're doing 360 work here. Basically, we're doing fitness work, we're doing marketing work, we're doing commercial work, a little bit of relaxation, getting fitness work in, and trying to make players in at the same time. Awesome. I think this is great for the club. I think that they're all, by the way, they're also dropping jerseys. They're also making money off jerseys. I bought my jersey, by the way. I did bring my jersey. I'm sorry, I did buy my jersey. It's $127. Now, I did put a name and a number on the back, and I did get the badge. So I paid the whole kit and caboodle for that. So I did that. I don't know if anyone else has gotten their jerseys. They are going to drop. Actually, while we're here, do I have this available? While we're here, I can't because it has music on it. Ken had an interview with the Macron guy, and he was talking about the kit. The kit's going to launch this week. The second kit's going to drop this week. I think it's tomorrow before the match. I think you're going to wear the second kit, the second match against City FC, of which I'll probably be doing the watch along for. So just check that out. But a lot is happening on this tour. And joining late, how are things in TLP land? Well, we're just talking about the sentimental value that Parkinson has put on the spin going down under. And also, he dropped a few hints that there are at least 2 players that they're trying to get over the line, and that it's, but they're away with their current clubs. So there you go. So expect signings. I'd love for us to be blown away by a signing that nobody has on our radar at all. I would too, C-Lord. I would too, and I will do that. John Merrill does know about this guy. We looked at him last season. It's proper out-and-out winger. Not sure where we'd play for you. Well, John, do you think that Parkinson will change his formation? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is no. But you never know. Longman was a winger too, and he's playing pretty good. So I think that's great. Nicky D says exactly, if the player and the clubs agree, then they go that day at John Merrill. I think they're talking about preseason training too. Look, signing's going to come in. You got to give it time. And I was going to come on here and be a little bit negative, to be honest with you, until I saw that article when I was researching the Snoop Dogg stuff. But he dropped those big hints, and I like that too. Give it time. I know everyone's like, oh, in Parky, you trust? Fuck yeah, we do. I have a lot of time for Parkinson after what happened last season, behind the scenes stuff, meeting him in person. And granted, I'm not always the positive one, but I have a lot of time for Parkinson. I understand why people do. And the negativity in Parkinson, fuck them. Gives a shit. Nomi says, my family's from Arizona, Phoenix. My parents are from Denver and the UK. Well, welcome to the channel. How long you been with us? Happy to have you in. Nomi. Awesome. Longman was more of a defensive winger. This lad is proper attacking winger forward. Well, we need that. We need that. So you find a player, if he's that good, you find a place to put him. We'll see. Let's see what happens. So And you guys are doing great business too. John will be on Champ Chat later on with Patty. I don't know if Aaron's joining too or Ken, but Champ Chat is in 4 hours from now, which is great. It's enjoyable. Hopefully you're liking the Champ Chat stuff, as I am. I like putting up some championship stuff. We'll be doing a lot more of that too, watch-alongs, things like that. Call-in show this season, not just about Wrexham, like a full-blooded EFL championship call-in show. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get a lot more people in this community. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot more subscribers that are from, QPR, Norwich, Southampton. We're going to bring them all in. Yeah, all in. Champ Chat is awesome. It really is. We'll be doing a lot more of that. So, all right. Esteban, all respect, but we got to stop with the Messi and Ronaldo stuff. Those are the last generation cheers. Well, the next generational hero is going to be Brandon. From Aaron's kid's going to be Brandon. So, but all right, let's get everyone out of here. Good show. Just a quick one. Not much news happening out there, but we gotta definitely do the news and updates. I'm actually going to cook some pasta. Penne vodka with chicken. That is the specialty in our household. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to watch the Club World Cup final. And if anything breaks, as you know, we'll be here live on the local pundit. I did drop it in the chat for people to come in and have their say. No one's coming in, so I'm going to bounce out of here. It is a Sunday. Enjoy your time with your family. It's hotter than absolute anything. It's 100 and who gives a shit. But it's good to see y'all. Good to chat about Wrexham a little bit too. If anything breaks, as we know, we'll be there. Hopefully some signings will come through the door. The tour is apparently going good. We got a game tomorrow night, which is awesome. So you're very welcome. Sea Lord, you're very welcome. Leap and Sarah. Catch you all on the Champ Chat later. John Merrill's going to do that. Awesome. John Merrill's in the house. All right. Thanks, everyone. Smash a like on the way out. Share it. Subscribe. Become a member to the local pundit. Become a member, which is great. On that bombshell. We'll see y'all soon.